Okay, well, let's settle in for this Kriya for Elevation. It's June 18th. If you're keeping track, it's day 96 since the shelter in place began. And so we've really made this centering, grounding activity of Kundalini Yoga a big part of our world. So sitting up on a prop of some kind, release the lower lumbar spine. As soon as you close your eyes, because of the repeated practice, your body knows you're about to do yoga. So it begins to align. The breath work begins to engage. The mind knows that your intention is to quiet the mind. Your whole being knows that one of your intentions is to integrate body, mind, and spirit. So you allow the unconscious to assist you. And we reach and tap into that unconscious mind by connecting to our breath. All breath work through the nose, inhales and exhales, very little mouth breathing unless instructed to breathe through the mouth. So we'll tune in now with the Adi mantra, the Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. Once for ourselves, tuning in, once for the people in the virtual space, connecting with each other here, and once for the greater world. The translation: I'm bowing, I'm honoring that creative self in me, that divine self that's in me and others as well. Bring the hands to prayer. Anjali Mudra. I'll mute you. Inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Adi mantra, inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Beginning to scan the body, connecting to breath, assessing your emotional state wherever you are in this moment right now on your mat this Thursday morning. Body sensations. If there's any part of your body that feels stress, discomfort, even pain, try to breathe into that part of the body. You're sending energy, chi, to the body. Sounds. Make the sounds in your room part of your practice. And you know we're always checking in with our thoughts, just observing, witnessing. Thoughts are always changing. Make note, though, if the thought is fearful, or if the thought is judging or limiting of yourself or others. Strive to replace it with a more positive thought, a more life-affirming thought. Thoughts are primary in creating our reality. So this current outpicturing in your life is a product of all past thinking. So let's begin the Kriya. Kriya for elevation. This is the fourth or fifth day of doing it. Fifth day. So we're working with the heart, throat, third eye, crown, eighth chakra. There's also deep breathing, so we're working with the core. And when we do Sat Kriya and ego eradicator, we're working with the lower chakras too. This Kriya begins strong, going right into ego eradicator. Thumbs out, fingers into palms. The thumbs are facing each other at 60 degrees. I'll start the timer here. We're doing 3 minutes of breath of fire. Remember, breath of fire is the forced exhale through the nose. Inhale's automatic. About 1 time per second. You can experiment with the speed. Let's begin. We're opening the lungs. We're bringing both hemispheres of the brain into mental clarity. We're creating a higher state of alertness. We're consolidating the magnetic field. You've already done 1 minute, just 2 more minutes. Stay with it. I'd like to see your bellies drawing in on that exhale. And on the inhale, see my belly pushing out. You're really pumping out all the stale air from the night in the lungs. You're taking more fresh air in through the nose. Just 1 more minute. You're doing so great. Stay with it. Good arm placement. Good focus holding the arms. "30 more seconds. You can do it." Inhale, hold the breath, squeeze the bandhas, pull the thumbs so they're closer and closer together. Maybe the thumbs touch over the top of the head at the crown. It's where the arc line is over the head, the top of the 8th chakra surrounding your body. Then float the arms down to the T. Feel your body in space. Sometimes it's the proprioception is when we don't feel our body in space. So I'll feel like my arms are straight, but they're really like that. So it's helpful to see yourself for this sense of, is your body in alignment what your mind thinks is so? And let's float the arms down. We grab the shins. And we move right into the cat-cows. So the head, we try to keep the head stable. I'm isolating the movement right at the belly. Inhaling as my belly comes forward, exhaling as the belly goes back. So the front pose is the cow. The back pose is the cat. It's a very subtle pose. But you're warming up the lower spine, the lumbar spine. You're also working the thoracic spine behind the heart. I saw my spine specialist on day before yesterday. After my x-ray, he said some of my discs look like I'm 30 years old. I said, that's the yoga. And the disc that was damaged and broken has, it's repaired itself. Melanie is clapping. Melanie was there. I really believe all the yoga work really helped heal it so much faster. Okay, inhale, come forward. Squeeze the bandhas, first, second, third chakras. Exhale, round the spine back. And then come forward. We're still sitting in easy pose. If that gets uncomfortable for you, you can always move to hero pose. We grab the shoulders, 8 fingers in front, the thumbs are in back, so you're just placing the hands over the shoulders. 3 minutes. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. All the breath through the nose. Move the head with the torso. So the head just stays in alignment with the sternum. Keep going. I'm just observing you. Really good rotation. Really good, Susan, Lan, Janet, Maria, Melanie, Margaret, Sarah, Jason, Rodney. Yes, good. Don't overdo. Just do what's comfortable. Do it at your own pace. Just make sure your breath matches the rotation. So inhaling when you're going left, exhaling when you're going right. This is strengthening. We know when we lean over to pick something up, we should never turn the spine. We should reach straight down and pick something up. But sometimes we forget and pick something up and twist. So you're strengthening those muscles in the spine, around the spine. So if you did something that's not really healthy in terms of lifting something and twisting, you may have built in some protection. Just 30 more seconds. You're loosening up the lumbar spine, loosening up the thoracic spine. You're connecting to your breath. Inhale, come back to center. Just sit here for a moment with your hands in this position, feeling it, opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Let's do a bandha stretch. Inhale, hold the breath, squeeze root chakra. Second, genitals. Third, pull the navel towards the spine. Hold the breath. Unless you're on moon cycle, no held breaths. And release. Take the legs out in front of you for the Paschimottanasana. That's in Sanskrit for this wonderful leg stretch. This pose is in regular vinyasa, hatha yoga. None of the others we've done have I ever done in vinyasa or hatha. So we reach over, we grab the thumbs, rest on the big toe nail bed, bend the knees so you can try to grab the toes, peace sign fingers around the big toe. So it's a very simple exercise. Inhaling, my back is nice, straight, regular position. Exhale, I try to bend my elbows and bring my forehead closer to my knees. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You set the timer here for 2 minutes. The more you do it, maybe the hamstrings and calves will release. Only take the knees straighter if it feels okay. I'm also feeling the stretch in the lower lumbar spine at the kidneys and the adrenals. So send some energy, send some love, send some breath to the kidneys and the adrenals. We're still all experiencing some level of stress. We want the adrenals working for us. All breath through the nose. Keep the breathing deep. Try to breathe as deeply as you can. For the last 30 seconds, let's add a breath of fire. Inhale, come up, sit up tall, flex the feet back towards the midline. Place the palms flat down on the mat. Just breathing long and deep. Maybe you practice just lifting the buttocks off the mat. You feel your triceps, biceps engage. Inhale up, exhale down. Really great for developing triceps, that muscle on the back side of the arm. And now we move to the modified Mahamudra. So come around onto like a hero's pose. We take the left, we keep the right leg underneath us. The goal is to have the heel in the perineum. The perineum is between, it's that little sacral part between the anus and the genitals. So to get my heel in there, my right foot is kind of at an angle and the heel is in the perineum. If it's too hard for you, because it's a lot of stress on the extended leg, you could just sit maybe an easy pose like this. Can you see that? See, I'm sitting down on my heel and then this front foot is like that. So that'll be easier for you than taking the foot out. But if you can get the foot out, great. We're reaching down. We're grabbing the big toe with the peace sign fingers, both hands. So you're balancing on your heel now. Breathing long and deep. If you want to make it harder, amplify the pose, add breath of fire here. This exercise helps with elimination. And the biggest benefit is stretching the sciatic nerve. I think it's the best exercise I've ever seen to stretch the sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve, as you know, runs down the back of the hamstring. And when it's inflamed, it's fiercely painful and it can last for months. So stretching it out is always a good precaution from never getting sciatica. You don't have to lock out the knee either. It's better to have a little bend in the knee. This is the peak pose, so stay with it. Inhale, come back, put the hands to the side, like in a dandasana, so just feel the heel in the perineum. Flex the foot back, the extended leg, flex the foot, protects the knee, strengthens the knee. You're pushing down into your hands, you're activating biceps, triceps. Chest is engaged, just long, deep breathing. Very active pose, very unique pose. Just when you think you put your body in every kind of combination you can think of, there's a new pose. Okay, sit back on that right hip. Let's take both legs out and shake them out before we do the other side. Yeah, shake them out. Get the chi moving. Maybe reach over, bend the knees, grab the feet. Okay, we're preparing for the other side. So there's different ways you can get into it. I just took my right leg straight out and just take my heel back into the perineum with the left heel. My right leg is extended. Sometimes it takes a while to get there. Reach over, bend the knee, grab the big toe. It's a little tricky because you're balancing your body on your heel. You're putting pressure in a part of the body that usually doesn't have pressure like this, so it's going to feel strange. Long, deep breathing. So feel the back of your hamstring. The back, the front part is the, I'm having a brain cramp. The quad. And the back, that muscle coming down the back of the thigh is the hamstring. That's where the sciatic nerve is. So you're stretching out the hamstring, the calf. Long, deep breathing. If you want to amplify and make it a little more challenging, add breath of fire here. Inhale, come up, put the hands beside the hips, flex the foot back. Just long, deep breathing. My arms are fully extended. My biceps are engaged, triceps engaged. My chest is engaged. I'm pushing down on my palms. Let's do some bandha work. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Squeeze root chakra, anus, sex organs. Pull in the navel towards the spine. Uddiyana bandha. So it's an odd position to be doing the bandha work. It's kind of floating here. It should feel good, and you'll feel it because the three chakras are floating because I'm pushing down on my hands. And release. Come back. You really don't need anything under your body for this life nerve stretch. This exercise increases the flexibility of the lower spine and the sacrum. Yogi Bhajan said it charged the magnetic field. So we reach down, we grab the toes. Knees can be bent, or you can grab knees, shins, ankles, wherever it's comfortable. I'm leaning forward with a long, flat back. Strong inhales and exhales through the nose. Then for me, since I can reach my toes, but to begin the exercise going left, center, then right, it's easier for me if I pull my hands up to my shins. So my inhale, I'm breathing straight up. My exhale, my hand extends down my calf to my foot. That's my exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, my arm slides down my shin to my ankle. Maybe it reaches my toe. Inhale back to center. This is the pose. This is the posture. Let your hands really feel your legs. Feel your body. Be in your body. Feel your feet. We've done 1 minute. Let's do 1 minute more. I'm really feeling it in the lower lumbar spine, thoracic spine. The kidneys and the adrenals are stretching as you bend forward. Really deep breaths. You know, that's where the juice is. The deeper you breathe, the more it changes your mood, the more it alters your state of being. The big breath work is really, I think, what makes you feel so good at the end of practice. It's like a huge endorphin release. Inhale, come back. Sitting tall and center, my hands are just resting on knees or thighs or shins. Before we move into bringing the head forward, I like to sit on a blanket. Makes it a little bit easier, or some kind of prop. Because now the legs stay wide. I'm grabbing my knees, shins, or ankles, or maybe feet. And the posture is this: inhale. Exhale, I'm bringing the head forward towards the mat. Inhale back up. Exhale down. This is the posture, 2 minutes. I feel my shins as my hands slide down on the exhale. It helps me connect to my body. I feel that stretch. Becomes very tactile. Maybe the stretch goes all the way to the toes. Really stretching out the lower lumbar spine. Breathing into thoracic spine. Don't overdo. I feel I I really stretched aggressively this morning. I feel my lateral muscles on the sides kind of tightening up a bit. So I might ease off. Twenty more seconds. Inhale, come up. Sitting up tall now. Really elongate the spine. Head is in alignment with the spine. Maybe the back of the head is over lumbar spine, helps you sit back. Flex your feet so your feet are flexing back towards the body. Holding on to the thighs, the knees, the shins. Breathe into the spine. Put little lungs on each side of the 34 vertebrae. So when you breathe in those big deep breaths, you're breathing into each vertebrae. Sending chi, sending prana, sending life force throughout the body. You really stretched. So it's a very powerful time to breathe. You're sending health, sending wellness throughout your body. Using far more than 10% of your diaphragm, which is normally what we use. Like, what is it? We use 10% of our brain power. So much more we're capable of. Take the hands. I saw Jason do this. It looks really comfortable. Slide your palms back on your mat. It just helps open up the heart. If it's okay on your neck, maybe you look towards the ceiling. Big deep breaths, breathing into the heart, breathing into the throat chakra. It's opening up the neck some because you're looking up at the ceiling if that's available to you. Just breathe into it, feels good. The next posture, we're coming onto our stomachs for the cobra, the low or high cobra, balancing sexual energy. So come around onto your stomach. So you're into your cobra pose. The feet are together like the tail of the snake. Heels are together. Hands are under the shoulders. Now you can come into a low cobra. That's just keeping the hands on the mat. Or you can come up into a high cobra, or you can come into Sphinx pose, forearms on the mat, if that's most comfortable. We center ourselves with a few deep breaths. Then we're going to move into breath of fire. Still centering yourself. We're drawing the prana in. We're moving the Kundalini energy up to the higher centers. Let's begin breath of fire for 1 minute. Inhale. Big inhale, hold the breath, squeeze root chakra, anus, sex organs, pull the navel towards the spine. It feels different because the chakras are floating here. Keep holding the breath and release. Slowly take the right cheek to the mat. Arms are beside you, palms to the ceiling. So the arms are extended behind you. Yes. Then palms to the ceiling. Left cheek on the mat, stretching out the left side of the neck. We'll sit here for a minute. Just long breathing. Jason, you can come down onto your stomach, unless you don't want to. Arms at your side. You can actually lay flat, or you can stay in child's pose. Try to take the left cheek to the mat. Stretches out the neck. Or you can place your hands under your forehead, the backs of your hands, if that feels better on your neck. Now another minute on the other side, so take the right cheek to the mat. The hard work is over now, other than we're doing Sat Kriya at the end of this practice. So this Kriya starts really hard with ego eradicator, and it ends with Sat Kriya, which is not an easy pose either. Just long, deep breathing. Letting the muscles absorb the practice. There's always a muscle memory that remembers everything you've done. Now you can begin to come back up into an easy pose. For your shoulder shrugs. The shoulder shrugs are designed to balance the upper chakras, so 4, 5, 6, 7, and open the hormonal gate to the higher brain centers. Since hormones are attached to endocrine system, we're moving the body, we're moving the chi up and down the spine. So just place your hands on your knees. It's a very strong pose, isn't it? Especially if you lift the chest and the heart and you pull back on the knees, it feels strong. Maybe try to straighten the arms, Janet. Yes, that's good. Yes, Susan. So you're actually pulling back on the knees. Makes it a little more active. Then you can ease off. Inhale up, exhale down. So inhale, exhale. I like to take the exhale through the mouth just because it adds a sense of release. So if there's an emotion you'd like to release, if you have negative feelings about a situation or a person, try to release it on the exhale. Also, I strive to keep my legs and my lower chakras relaxed. So you're not gripping the legs, you're not gripping the bandhas. The legs are relaxed. Basically, the shoulders are relaxed. It's just inhaling, exhaling. So bring to mind one person or situation that you found stressful and imagine that you're releasing it every time you exhale. Inhale up, and now squeeze the bandhas. First root chakra, pull navel towards spine, holding the breath and releasing. Sitting tall, shoulders relaxed. Observe. About 50 minutes into the practice. What's your emotional state? Try to give it a word so you can describe it. What are your thoughts? Have you had a recurring thought throughout the hour? Has your intuition given you any guidance? Perhaps the recurring thought was from the intuitive self. Moving into neck rolls. The shoulders remain relaxed and motionless. All the activity is in the neck. The neck should be allowed to gently stretch as the head circles round. Inhale. Exhale to the sternum. Then inhale as I come around to the right. Inhaling as I'm looking up, exhaling as the sternum brushes the sternum, as the chin brushes the sternum. Exhale as I'm looking down, inhaling as I'm looking up. Again, no gripping in the bandhas, legs are relaxed, shoulders relaxed, everything's relaxed. Even the neck, it's just such a gentle, nurturing, calming movement attached to your breath. Coming back to center, centering yourself. Before you begin on the opposite side, this time neck rolls to the left. Bringing your prana, your chi, up your sushumna, up the spinal column. The energy is moving freely from the coccyx, root chakra, all the way to the crown. Coming back to center, just sitting tall, hands still on the knees, breathing gently. Preparing for our Sat Kriya now. We move on to the knees for hero's pose. Unless this is uncomfortable, then you can stay in easy pose. I like to put a blanket on top of my heels. Now remember, we reverse the breath. So this is a muscular neuro exercise too, because you're telling the brain to do the opposite of what you usually do. When we breathe, usually, right, we inhale, the belly comes out into my hand. On the exhale, the belly goes in. I could push in on the exhale, pushing the air out. In Sat Kriya, it's just the opposite. So I'm saying Sat while I'm drawing my belly in. So it's Sat Nam, the belly gets fat and comes out. Sat Nam. Susan and I were talking about this, that it's confusing because, or maybe it was Suzanne, that when it sounds like I'm exhaling saying Sat, but I'm actually inhaling saying Sat. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. So that's the breath. The mudra is index fingers pointed up. It doesn't matter which thumb is on top, whatever thumb is comfortable. Used to be it was by gender, but now that we know gender isn't binary, that it's not just male, female, we let the thumb go anywhere. Their arms come up to the ears. Let's do it today. It's supposed to be 7 minutes, but let's do it for 3. Remember, the Sat is on the inhales, and I'm sucking my belly in. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Big inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Inhale and squeeze the muscles tight from the buttocks all the way up through the back, through the shoulders. You're squeezing everything, pushing the index fingers to the ceiling, squeezing the bandhas, and release. Float the arms to the T. Close your eyes, just feel the integration of body, mind, spirit. Culmination of all that work. Maybe float the palms to the ceiling. Just feel your wingspan. Feel how big your energy field is. What powerful beings humans are. We have these incredible bodies. All this mind work. We have emotions. We have connections via spirit to each other. It's so marvelous to be a human being. Just take your gratitude into your Shavasana. This morning we have time, for 8 minutes Shavasana. You let everything go. The most important pose of the day. Everything further integrates. Eight minutes of no expectations. Nothing to do but breathe and be. I'll bring you back with the sound of the bells. Begin to breathe together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. This time with an audible sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, audible sigh. Ah. Inhale through the nose. Ah. Begin to stretch the fingers, the toes. Point the toes. Take the arms over the head. Interlace the fingers. Point the index fingers to the back wall of your mat. Stretch all 34 vertebrae. Really stretch hard, long. You can gauge muscles. You can actually turn it into a mudra by strengthening all the muscles and then relaxing. It's called a full body mudra. You just go inhale the breath and then squeeze everything and then release. It's a great thing to do if you can't go to sleep at night. Just squeeze every muscle and then release. Maybe take both knees to the left, the torso, the face to the right. So you're giving yourself a torso twist, spinal twist. Make sure you do both sides. You can do a modified pigeon pose. Keep the right sole of the foot on the mat and then take the left heel and left ankle and place it over the right knee. That makes a figure 4. Then grab behind the right thigh and you can stretch out the legs. So in that figure 4 position, make sure you do both sides. It feels really good. That's a modified pigeon rather than doing it with your knee on the mat, which is quite aggressive. You can rub the soles of your feet together, rub the hands together, stimulating all the nerve endings. Maybe do some back rolls, spinal flex, spinal rolls, and then whatever your body needs, happy baby. Then make your way back up to a seated position. Good work, everyone. This is a challenging Kriya. It works on everything, all chakras, lots of breath work, lots of poses. You were very focused. You held the poses the entire time. We come to prayer position, acknowledging each other. Thank you, Sarah in Oxford. Thank you, Rodney in Portland. Thank you, Janet in Sonoma. Thank you, Medea in Palo Alto. Thank you, Melanie in Sonoma. Thank you, Margaret in Seattle. Thank you, Lan in Palo Alto. Thank you, Susan in Palo Alto. And thank you, Jason in Laguna Beach. We close the Kundalini Yoga practice with the Longtime Sun. We usually sing this in unison, but it's a little challenging on Zoom. So I've been doing call and response. May the Longtime Sun shine upon you.
May the long-time sun shine upon you.
All love surround you.
All love surround you.
And the pure light within you.
And the pure light within you.
Guide your way on.
Guide your way on.
Let's take the palms forward. Take the thumbs, place them on the crown. Just being conscious, that's your highest chakra. Place the thumbs on the third eye, your seat of intuition, acknowledging that you're always being given guidance for your highest good, for your highest self, for your best, for your highest and best. Thumbs to our lips, knowing our lips have power, our words have power. Thumbs to the throat chakra. All communication comes from here. That you're speaking your authentic truth. You're always coming from your true self. Thumbs back to the heart. Gratitude for this practice. Gratitude for each person in our lives on this path. We bow to each other and say Sat Nam.